Yes, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the TG podcast. We're here as always, guys, to sort of look over the weekends that's just gone. To obviously go through Arsenal's game, Arsenal's win against Burnley, getting all the 3 points, winning 3-1 on Saturday. We're going to talk about that. Talk about our injuries as well, because of course we are suffering big time of injuries. We're going to sort of look ahead on that topic as well to the January window as well. And we're also going to talk right at the end about Mikel Arteta and the standards as well for Arsenal this season. Of course, as always, we're joined by two of the regulars, two very special guests as always. We've got Seb with us. How you doing today, mate? You all good?
Yeah, good. Thank you. Yeah. Arsenal won, Tottenham lost at the weekend. It couldn't have got any better.
It was a mad weekend, let's be honest. I mean, I'm sure you saw the City game as well last night. No, was it last? Yeah, last night. Absolutely insane, man. What a week of football. This is prime Premier League for us, isn't it? So,
Definitely.
And then also we've got Rory as well. You all good, Rory?
Yeah, I'm all good, man. I did film a short yesterday, and I was fairly disappointed that it got taken down. It was, funnily enough, a parody that hopefully not going to make me sing at the end.
Wait, you're going to sing it at the end, yeah?
No, well,
yes.
I'm hoping. I'm hopeful that you're not going to make me do it.
Well, mate, you just literally reminded me now, so cheers for that, mate. You're doing it at the end. Why did it get taken down? Was it copyright?
Copyright, yeah.
That's bollocks. I can't lie. That is annoying. Anyway, people, let's just dive right into. Make sure you leave a likes down below. Leave your comments as well. I will go through the chat as you guys come in as well, and also sub to everyone in the description. Follow the Instagrams, all that stuff. But let's get started, guys. Obviously, it is in a boring international break now, but a good way to end it off for Arsenal. Going into it, I should say, beating Burnley at the Emirates Stadium 3-1. I thought it was a very, very sort of similar to the Sevilla game, very professional performance, and we got the job done. And I thought we played well in parts. I thought the first half, it was a tough first half. I thought, getting the goal at the stroke of half time from Trossard really boosted us up into that second half. Great to see Saliba scoring as well. And I thought Zinchenko had an absolute masterclass. I thought, Karate Kid for the third goal that he scored. I think he deserved it. I thought he was absolutely excellent. I'm going to start with Seb, because Seb, you was obviously at the game, wasn't you? So I'll start with you, mate. What was your whole opinion on that performance and the win in general, bro?
It was an important win, and one that we had to get done. Firstly, because Tottenham lost before that, so it was important we capitalised. And also, if you're going for titles, these are the games you have to win, and you have to win convincingly. And yes, okay, it wasn't a convincing win, but it was an important win. And yeah, and also I'm going to give full credit to Burnley, because I actually thought they played very well and gave it a real good go, unlike Sheffield United, who just rolled over. So if Burnley continue like this, they do have a chance of actually staying in this league. But yeah, back on the game. Listen, there were still worrying moments. It wasn't vintage Arsenal, but we got the job done, which is the main thing. And I think a couple of things were important for us in that game. Firstly, the goal before half-time, that was very crucial, because had we gone into that second half still goalless, then nerves would have settled. And also, the way we responded after Burnley hit back was brilliant. I liked that. We hit back quickly and got back in front. So I think those were the two most important moments in that match. And again, how many times have I got to say this? You see what happens when you play Trossard down the middle and not Eddie. You see what happens. I've said this time and time again, and this was all that needed to happen in these last few games, and we would have got some more results. Because I think he's the better option when Gabriel Jesus is missing, because he works well, Martinelli works better, Saka works better. No coincidence. And I do also rate Arteta for taking off Kai Havertz as early as he did, because again, he just wasn't offering anything to the side. So for him to get him off the time we did was good, because then we actually had a little bit more fluidity about us, and went on and got those important 3 points. And those 3 points are very important because Tottenham lost, like I said, and also Man City dropped points in a mad game yesterday. So it was very, very important that we did get those points. And obviously the Fabio Vieira red card, which was a red, because you can't have your foot high up late like that. And he didn't mean to do it, but he has to learn from that. And that's probably going to be a 3-game ban. So with him and Smith Rowe out, we're going to lose some creativity. So all we can do is hope Odegaard is back. And hopefully after this international break, we'll get some players back. And we're going to come on to the injury crisis shortly, so I won't carry on too much of that. But yeah, it was an important win, a professional job. And yeah, job well done. But these performances have to improve.
Yes. Performance-wise, yes. Agreed. Obviously, you did make a good point. I thought about Trossard. I think we could all see it. Like, he offers so much more than Nketiah does. Playing down there. And I, in my opinion, I don't know what you think about this, Seb. Yeah, but in my opinion, I think Trossard is even more better suited on the wing than as the centre forward. But he's doing a good job in the centre forward, as we know. But I personally think he's more better on the wing. What do you think about Trossard? Where do you think his best position is?
Yeah, I would also say the left wing, because that is actually his natural position. But down the middle, he does very well. In fact, he does very well wherever he plays. He's a really, really great gem, and he offers so much. He offers creativity. He offers link-up play. He offers support. He offers everything. We've got like a proper gem here, like I've said, and yeah, hopefully we can see a lot more of him, and an excellent squad player, definitely. And now we've said we won't even touch Trossard. See,
Trossard,
exactly. All this does is make my point clear. What I was saying all along, that Trossard works better than Eddie down the middle. Martinelli's game improved. Saka's game improved. No coincidence. All of Trossard's goals have come from Saka's assist.
Mad.
You know why? Look, he ain't different. He ain't rocket science.
Yeah, even all season, Trossard's goal came from a Saka assist.
Exactly. He really, really ain't rocket science. That's what you do when Jesus isn't fit. You play Trossard down the middle. You do not play Eddie, because then you'll just lose everything.
Exactly.
Eddie, you don't hate him or anything like this. People keep saying, "Oh, you hate Eddie or you have an agenda." I don't. I want the best for Arsenal Football Club, and we've seen time and time again, Eddie up front does not always work. It will work in some games. Maybe against Sheffield United, yes, it will work, and probably might have done against Burnley, maybe. But Trossard, you just feel that will instantly work against any opponent. And maybe if we actually started like that, we would have actually had something in attack last week at Newcastle. There's that to think about. Why did that game go wrong? That's an example.
Exactly. Yeah, and against Newcastle, obviously we had Nketiah, didn't we?
We had absolutely nothing.
And we had nothing. We created absolutely nothing.
Oh, it was appalling, the attack. Absolutely appalling.
So, yeah, look, and what I say about Trossard as well, and I said it when we first signed the player, like, he's a big game player as well. He's a type of player. I watched him at Brighton. He's a guy who turn up in the big games. I remember him at Anfield. He scored a hat-trick at Anfield. He turned up on the Etihad as well.
Scored against City as well.
He scored against us, and he scored against Arsenal as well. Yeah. See, there you go. And I just want to give a shout out to Zinchenko, because I thought he was excellent. Now he's been getting a lot of stick lately, and yes, people actually have to realise what he does offer to those teams, to this team. And yes, there are some opponents where he doesn't quite work at fullback, and there's some opponents that he does. Fair enough, but let's not forget how good this guy has been, and let's not forget how much what this guy adds to us. He adds dynamism. He creates our midfield flow. He starts an attack. And yes, his defending aspects isn't the greatest, but I think some of the criticism he got is just too over the top. And also he partly changed the mentality at this club. Him and Jesus.
Yeah,
it really gets to me when these two players get stick, because they've actually got credit in the bank and they've actually offered things, and they've done it at Man City. They've done it, and they played their parts as well in their City teams. So they're trying to do it in these Arsenal teams. And that goal, brilliant. That scissor kick is excellent. But you can see what he offers, and yes, maybe you could say we should play him in midfield and then Tomiyasu at left back, which is fair enough. I'll be all open to that. But like I've said, maybe these next few games can actually suit him as well, because we've actually got a favourable run of games. These our next 3, and they have to be 9 points. But we just need to keep doing. We need to keep staying on the attack. We need to and we need to also get the fluidity back, because there was still some very worrying moments in that game. It's like we have been all season. But shout out to Trossard, shout out to Zinchenko as well. Nothing much more to add.
Yeah, going back to your Zinchenko point, like I do 100% agree with you, Seb. I think yes, he does get criticized a lot, but this is my only thing with Zinchenko is, you mentioned it. Like, I don't think the guy is defensively, he's very shaky when it comes, in terms of defense. And I was speaking to the Man City fan today, and he was saying when they first signed Zinchenko from I think from Shakhtar Donetsk, they signed him as an attacking midfielder. It was only when Pep Guardiola actually changed him into a left back, because he's actually playing midfield for Man City the first couple of games, and then Pep started to put him left back because I think Mendy got injured. So then ever since then he's been a left back, and he, as we know, he plays midfield for his
Pep's a master things like that. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's typical Pep, in it. So
in Delph as well.
I think Zinchenko is fantastic, going forward. I think he offers us so much going forward. I think he's a big part of that. And I think, technically, with the ball, he's superb. I mean, and for me, he's man of the match against Burnley. Obviously, I thought he was superb. Not just because he scored a fantastic goal, but I think everything else. I mean, even when he was I think it was 2-1 up and he's running up the whole crowd. I think when it was 5 minutes to go, getting everyone up 3, I think, I really respected that. But yeah, what I will say is what you said, I think, Tomiyasu for me should say we go to Anfield this season, right? Tomiyasu.
Then you start Tomiyasu.
Yeah.
That's not Zinchenko's fault. That's not his fault that he doesn't always suit those kind of players. That's not his fault. But please remember, look what he's done for us, and look what he offers to the team. You have to remember, and look what he's won in the past. You have to also compare to some of the current players that we've got that some people keep hyping up. Just think about it, please.
Can I just bring something up as well? Because I do agree where people are coming from when they watch highlight reels of Zinchenko defensively. He is a liability sometimes. But if you compare the stats with Akanji this season, and I'm not a person that pays attention to stats, but apparently he's conceded less goals than Akanji, made less blocks, made more tackles won, and 10 aerial battles won this season, better than Akanji. So I just thought, you know what, I probably should be putting that out there, because I think the thing is, people do underestimate Zinchenko's defensive capabilities. Sometimes he can produce against dangerous winners because, of course, he's got that experience. It's just someone that is, what's the term, less obvious, that's going to take it past him, like Trent, for example, or the Lens winger the other day when we played Lens in the Champions League. Not the other day, the other week when we played Lens.
The other month.
I fought against Doku before he got taken off, he was actually doing okay against City. It's just, I think if he could improve his pace slightly, which of course isn't his fault. It's not like career mode, obviously, where you can improve pace, shooting, whatever. Well, you can improve your shooting, but you can't improve much of your pace. But if he could be converted to midfield, because I noticed against Sevilla, I told you this, Josh, like on the watch along, or was it on my fan cam, that I think Arteta may have a position in mind for Zinchenko for the foreseeable. Because I don't know if you noticed, Seb, Zinchenko was pushed into a more advanced role in midfield when Kivior then got substituted at left back. So maybe that could be something for the foreseeable. Maybe not temporary, but, you know, something that we could look forward to. Because I do like to see Zinchenko in the midfield more often. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's a very fair point. Obviously, coming back to you now, Rory. Just gonna, if you didn't check out his fan cam, obviously your thoughts on our win, performance wise. Any players you want to touch on, Trossard and Saka as well, man.
Yeah, it was a solid performance. I felt like there were still some worrying signs, as Seb said, but we move. I do, of course, prefer these solid victories, 3-1, 2-0. And in the last two games, we've proved it's been a more relaxing week. Unlike last week, it was awful. Getting dunked out of the Carabao Cup and then followed by losing to Newcastle via officials. Jesus Christ, but we don't have to touch back on that. I do actually want to mention a few players. Obviously, Trossard and Saka are the honourable mentions. But the first player I want to come to is Jorginho. Now, of course, when we signed Jorginho, I actually spoke to a lot of Chelsea fans, and they weren't happy that they let him go. And although he is getting on a bit, he's 32, 33 now. I think ever since that Tottenham game, he's quietly done his business really, really well. I think he's one of our most unsung heroes over the last couple of weeks. He's been dropping 7s, 8s. I wouldn't say 9s because that's not Jorginho, but he has been dropping some solid performances, especially in that CDM role to, of course, replace Thomas Partey's absence. So, look, I think he deserves a little bit of credit because, of course, brilliant pass for the first goal when we played Sevilla midweek. And against Burnley, I know it was only Burnley, but still, Burnley are known for physicality, and they're not a nice team to play against. And we haven't had a good record recently against Burnley, like 0-0s, 1-0s. We've always scraped the barrel with victories against Burnley over recent years. So it's never an easy game, whether we head to Turf Moor or play them at the Emirates. So I think Jorginho has filled in really well in Thomas Partey's absence, and I think he definitely does deserve a lot of credit. I think he's been called up for Italy as well.
Yeah, he has.
So I think he has performed really well. I think he deserves a mention. Secondly, David Raya. Now, I do get where the stick is coming from, but it's actually becoming ridiculous now. The moment he concedes a goal, even if it's a goal he can't do anything about, it's, get Ramsdale, get him out now. Get over it. Just please get over it. Firstly, it was a deflection, so there's nothing he would have done about that. And secondly, how many clean sheets have we kept since Raya actually took the number 1 spot?
I think it's like 5 or 6, to be fair.
Like, as I said, I think I mentioned this to you at the weekend, again on my fan cam, watch long, I don't know. Raya coordinates his box better than Aaron Ramsdale. We've conceded 10 goals all season, right? So I think there is something to do with the distribution between Raya and the defence, because when Ramsdale was in goal, believe it or not, that was our same defence that was conceding more goals at home than Leeds and Southampton. So, come on, let's not make out that Ramsdale wasn't making mistakes. If Ramsdale's going to go either in January or in this, I don't think he's going to go in January, but if he goes in the summer, then what we're going to do? Fold the whole football club down? Like,
Yeah.
come on, it's all that they mention. Ramsdale this, Ramsdale that. You know, if Ramsdale was in goal, who'd have saved that? These are the same people at the start of the season when Ramsdale was in goal, whenever he was actually making mistakes, which weren't many, by the way, but still, when he was making mistakes, like the Fulham game, Raya would have saved that. So which one is it then? Because based on your logic, you will probably want Hine in goal. That's like, you get what I'm saying? It's just,
I thought Raya had a good game though.
Yeah, Raya had a decent game, and I think he's been better over recent games. Yes, the Newcastle goal he should have done better on. And I think if he does address his positioning, then he will turn out to be a good goalkeeper. But at the end of the day, how many goals have we conceded since Raya took the number 1 spot? We've not conceded many, and I think it's partly down to him. They can talk about the defence all they want and how good Saliba and Gabriel are, but at the end of the day, you've got to give credit where it is due. And again, obviously, we all know about against Chelsea where the chants were coming in, Ramsdale number 1, blah blah blah, and I just think it's getting worse now. I really do. It's just every goal, as I said, we concede, it's always Raya's fault. So I think people got to understand he's a loan signing, and we've pretty much got him for peanuts. So I don't know why everyone's jumping on the bandwagon about, he's this awful goalkeeper. He's like, although there is more pressure at at Arsenal than there is at Brentford, but still, if Ramsdale wants to go, just let him go. Like, you can't cement your love for a player like so much. Yes, you can miss them, whatever. But ever since we sell players, we're sexually attracted to them half of the time. I'm not even joking. It's every time. Remember when Martinez left and we had Leno in goal and he was making mistakes in that season? Why did we sell Martinez?
Yeah.
That drove me absolutely mad.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, decent performance. And Trossard and Saka, I mean, as I said, but as I put in the thumbnail, it's a telepathic duo at the moment. Like, they must be telepathically linked. Every single time Saka gets on the ball, Trossard just knows where he's going to play it. Like, he's always in the right place at the right time. And I really don't understand how. And I know Nketiah didn't play. I don't want to spread negativity on Nketiah, all right? But why is it that the guy is the number 14, plays up front for Arsenal Football Club, yet makes the 2 best wingers, arguably, in the Premier League last season look amateur? I don't understand. And this guy has played for Arsenal since he was 6, 7 or 8. I don't know, but I guess Tom will be able to answer that question because it's a boy after all. But yeah, look, I'm pleased, man, and I guess although I don't want to watch England, the international break has come at the right time. So hopefully we do have a couple of players coming back from injury, like Jesus, Smith Rowe, and who else? Is that it? Did I mention Jesus?
Yeah. There's a few other we're going to touch on as well.
Jesus. I said Jesus twice. Smith Rowe, Jesus, and Odegaard. There we go. So
there we go.
Yeah, I'm just happy that it's a more relaxed week than it was obviously last weekend. It's just awful, absolutely awful, and we've managed to make up for it in the end.
Yeah, 100%. You remind me as well, bro. I forgot to mention, big up, shout out to Rory, guys, for the amazing thumbnail. The thumbnail's lit. You know what? I had no idea what the word telepathic. What's it? How you say it? Telepathic. I never knew what it meant, so I had to Google it up to put it in the title. Wait, so what is it? It's like this superhero magic in it, where like I don't even know. That's what came up on Google.
When they're practically linked.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
Anyway, lit thumbnails always, man. Really appreciate that. But let's move on now, people. Big up the chat as always. Let's move on. We're gonna go to the injury crisis. Yeah, we've got a bit of a crisis in terms of injuries. But as already made a good point, international break came at the right time for us, I think. And I never thought I would really be saying that, but hopefully we have a few back for the tough game away against Brentford when we next play. But yeah, obviously Jesus getting injured. We had Timber out, as we already know. Obviously Fabio Vieira now picking up a 3-game suspension, so he's out. Odegaard out as well. Smith Rowe out as well. Thomas Partey out as well. Have I missed anyone? I think that's it.
Scout. It was Ben White now.
Oh, Ben White. There we go. That's the other one.
Wasn't that an illness?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, because I swear he was in the squad like the night before the game against Burnley, and then he dropped out miraculously.
Yeah. So,
yeah. Okay.
I think that would just be illness, hopefully. But yeah, I want to come to Seb, man, for this one. Like, obviously, once again, this happens to us, I swear, every single time. What is this issue, Seb, of Arsenal picking up, so many injuries? And also, what has to be done now in the window as well coming up for you?
Well, what can I say? Yeah, this does always just tend to happen. But the thing that I don't like is that some of them were picking up in training. I'm just like, how is that possible? There's either something wrong with the training regime, or that's what I don't understand. I'm like, how could you pick up some in training, or as many as we do? Listen, the Timber injury was bad luck. That one, very bad luck. But the others, I'm like, Thomas Partey, we know he's had a very, very bad injury record. We know that one. And he's now out for the rest of the year. You probably won't see him back playing for Arsenal until February, because of the African Cup of Nations come in January. So, and Gabriel Jesus, we know he's injury prone. He picked up a hamstring against Seville, I think it was. And also at the same time, I don't think we're protecting these players quite enough. Especially when you look at the likes of Bukayo Saka, who's been absolutely run into the ground. Yet Reece Nelson, who he signed up to a new contract, every time he's come on, he's always looked sharp. Gets ignored most weeks. That I don't like. And regarding the Thomas Partey bits, I can see Mikel Arteta's frustration with it, and even I've said a few times, we cannot continue like this. And he is right. So we probably are going to have to think about replacing him long-term this summer. But the name Douglas Luiz, nah, I'm sorry. That's a big downgrade. Nah. That doesn't sit right with me. I think he's fairly average. He's having a good season. But I think if he comes to Arsenal, he's going to be he will get shown up.
You know what? Sorry to cut you off, Seb, but I feel like if we do sign him and another midfielder, then I think I will be happy. But if it's just
Yeah,
him
then
on
he'll
his
turn
own,
out to be decent. Yeah, okay. Like if we signed him and a Tuchemeni, that would be
Mm.
oh yeah.
He's someone I would like, but will Madrid sell him? That's the main thing. I don't know. And another one we're linked with is Zubimendi. He is a player I do like.
He's a good
but
player, yeah.
Class.
Again, is he really an upgrade of what we got? I don't really think he is. In fact, I see him a little bit more as a Granit Xhaka type of player, someone who can go a bit further forward, but and doesn't always chase back the ball. So that is something. But he can unlock the midfield to attack, and he can create as well. So he'd also be someone I'd be interested in. But the thing is, are we going to be able to get them all in January? Because now we're hearing all FFP because we're one of the teams on the watch list.
Oh yeah.
So unless a couple of sales happen, then I don't really feel you're going to be seeing a lot in January as much as Arsenal really want to, because then we are going to be put on the watch list. And it's signings like Kai Havertz and Nicolas Pepe that have done it, that has put us on the watch list, and also the fact that we don't sell well does it as well.
Exactly.
This is where we just need to get better at this, because otherwise this happens. Then you have to wait till the summer before you can spend your money. When the fact is we need players now because we're in a good position where we can go on and win this league. We need players now. Your January needs to be good. Yeah, so that is a worry. Who are the other appeared players out? Odegaard. Hopefully he'll be back after the international break, but it's good that he hasn't gone to Norway. And I don't like the fact that Gabriel Jesus and Saka have gone. We should have found a way to pull them back because they need to stay and rest.
Declan Rice.
No, that one doesn't bother me because he's fine. But Gabriel Jesus and Saka have been hit and miss. Well, Jesus is still injured, and they still picked him. And I'm telling you now, he better not come back with another long-term injury like he did at the World Cup, because I'm going to be furious if that happens. Because I'm going to come back to the point to Brazil. Why did they pick him? And I'm going to come back to the point with us to say, why did you allow him to let him go? Why didn't you say, no, you have to stay and rest? You see, we need to be getting ruthless like this because you can pull players out. Like Josh said a few weeks ago, who's paying your wages? Is it Arsenal or is it your national teams?
Yeah.
There you go. Just because Charlison is had surgery doesn't mean you can pick Gabriel Jesus, who clearly isn't fit. Because if he was fit, he would have at least been on the bench at the weekend. That I don't like. I don't know why he's gone.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is,
and
you kind of need permission from the player as well.
And you need permission from the club, because the club, you can't can't surely just be, if you get called up, you have to go. The club can't pull you up. No, surely can't be like that. If he's not fit, you stay here, just like Odegaard is staying here.
Yeah.
And Thomas Partey obviously staying here, not fit. But to be fair, Ghana have actually managed that better since Chris Hughton's been manager, and the fact that we've been sending the physio coach over to Ghana with him to make sure that it's a good move. Maybe we should be doing that with Brazil, with Jesus, because I certainly do not want to see him come back with a long-term injury. And who's the other player that's out? Julian Timber. Emil Smith Rowe. Yeah, I feel sorry for him because, again, he only he played against Chelsea, then he started against Sheffield United, and then the next game out for the West Ham game. And maybe will this actually come into the fact that maybe would it be time to let him go now? As much as I don't want him to go and I love him, because again, how long do you persist with this when you could actually get some cash in and spend it elsewhere? Maybe is that where they're thinking? I don't want him to go. I really like the guy, but this injury is worrying. I think that was partly why they sanctioned Kieran Tierney to go. And he's actually injured now on loan at Sociedad. Yeah, this is a problem. However, we're not the only team that has it. Man United has it. Chelsea has it. Tottenham has it. Even Liverpool had it at one stage, but It looks like they've got people back. Newcastle have it. So it's happening. It's happening everywhere. So I can't just say it's an Arsenal problem, but if players are getting injured in training, that's where I have an issue, because then something really isn't right with the training regime and something needs to be done, because Thomas Partey's got injured again that way twice this season.
Where in Ghana?
No, in training.
No, I mean like Ghana training.
No, Arsenal training.
Ghana training.
Arsenal training, because before the first international break, he missed a Man United game, which was before that, and he got injured in training, which kept him out for 6 weeks. And then for the next international break, he was on the bench for the Chelsea game, but the next game against Seville, not in the squad, gone. Training.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the benches are just too uncomfortable.
Yes, because this should not be happening.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, Seb. No, look, I 100% agree with what you're saying there, man. I want to come to Rory about this as well, man. What's your thoughts about, obviously, this whole injuries problems going with Arsenal, and also what players do you think we need to go out there in January and try and sign, man? Because I'm speaking realistically, because it is January, and I didn't even realize. Seb made a great point. I didn't have no idea about the FFP situation. Like, they're watching us or something, because we've spent a lot of money.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts on it, man?
They're dropping like flies. I mean, it's really, really annoying, to say the least. But we just got to live with it. And, suspensions is also a part of it. That isn't ideal. Fabio Vieira for 3 games. So, again, like I said, that's not ideal, because he's missing from our supposing brilliant bench. So, hypothetically, the only player that can make a difference from that bench is Reece Nelson. Smith Rowe's injured. Trossard, I'm hoping he's going to be starting in 2 weeks against Brentford. So, yeah, he's not going to be on the bench like he usually is. I mean, Nketiah, I guess, but like, how often does he make a difference? Not really. I mean, he usually comes on in the last 15 minutes to slow the game down and manage to get us over the line. So that's it, really. I feel like in January, I've mentioned this so many times, I think we need a midfielder desperately. People say, we don't have the money in January, because of course January is the hardest transfer window to get players. Well, we stumped up 100 million for Mudryk, so the money is definitely there. So there's no excuses whatsoever to splash 60, 70 million on a striker and then 30, 40 odd million on a midfielder. I think those are the two positions to strengthen this January. And if we get to have them positions addressed, then I think we'll be good to go. I feel like defence, we all sorted. Like, when Timber comes back, I think that's when our defence is all of a sudden looking bolstered, because Timber has been playing left back in Arteta's system, and I think when Timber does come back, he's going to end up starting as a left back. So, yeah, that will be good to see. Again, I think everyone's forgotten that we even signed him in the first place. Like, it's going to be weird to see him coming back, but it's always going to be nice to see, because he does bring a lot of defensive stability in the back four. So I don't think we need to properly strengthen defence. It's just midfield, because I think we are missing that ball carrier that Granit Xhaka was for us. That was the perfect balanced midfield for us last season. Partey, Xhaka and Odegaard. and they complemented each other perfectly. And now it's Rice, who is quality, and then you've got Havertz, who've been playing as a lone 8 for the majority of the season, and then you've got Odegaard. And I do understand why Arteta brought in Kai Havertz. I can't lie, because of course he wants to play interesting football, and with 2 cams there, it could benefit him perfectly, but it just hasn't. And if you have watched Arsenal and Arteta over the last 5 years, whenever he has played with 2 attacking midfielders and a lone DM, it's not worked. I believe we went for it against Burnley, Odegaard and Smith Rowe, and then Sambi Lokonga is the lone DM. Partey's been the lone DM. El Neni's been the lone DM, but it's just not worked. So I think we do need a more balanced midfield come January. And look, if that happens, and I think our chances are fairly, what's the term? Are fairly, what is the term that I'm looking for? Our squad is fairly bolstered. There we go. Going into May, and we'll see where that leaves us.
Where is he? Josh.
Oh my days.
Is he still there?
I don't know, 5-minute piss, perhaps.
Who is he? Has his battery charged again or something?
No, it can't have, or else.
Oh no, he would have gone otherwise.
Yeah, it would have gone. Oh man.
Sorry, lads. I'm back. No, basically, right. What happened is just like my brother and sister, as always. They go at each other, and it's just like.
But I have to deal with thumping upstairs every day.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, they just go at each other, man. It's so loud, and I have to mute and I have to sort it out, and then come back. But no, look, I did catch half of what you said, Rory. Yeah. But what I will say is like, what you said about the bench as well. Like, there's only like Reece Nelson. I looked on that bench. I was like, Reece Nelson, the only player who, if we needed a goal, I know it's Burnley. If we needed a goal, can actually come on and make a difference. So, and we did speak about this, I think, last podcast for the whole squad depth. Is it really? Yes, we've got a lot of players, but is really, good in like a respect that where we have players who can actually come on and make a difference and change the game. Look, maybe when the injuries come back, it'll definitely improve. When we get Smith Rowe back as well, I think, and we have Odegaard playing, I reckon it will improve. But I think we all know January is going to be, a massive window for us.
Yeah, I don't think we're actually going to be able to play our first 11, like our strongest 11 since. No, not since, but you get what I'm saying. We're not going to be able to field out our strongest team by February at least, because Thomas Partey is our obviously first team player.
Well, you certainly won't see Partey, Rice, and Odegaard in midfield. We've not actually seen it since the Community Shield.
I mean, I guess Man City in the second half.
Starting together in the as a midfield trio since the Community Shield.
Or Monaco as well. Monaco and the Emirates Cup. We saw that.
That was before the Community Shield. Yeah, since the Community Shield.
Yeah. So there we go. But let's move on. Final topic. We're going to talk about standards quickly going into this season with Arteta as well. Now I'll start with Seb because I know you got quite a lot to get off your chest about this in particular. So I'll start with you, mate. We'll talk about obviously the standards of Arsenal. What do you expect, from this football club this season? And if it doesn't happen, what do you want to happen as well?
Breaking up.
Am I good? Am I back?
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, you're fine.
Did you hear? Or should I say it again?
Yeah, I got the main points on what is standards and. Okay, yes, I have actually got quite a few things to say on my chest because listen, we're in a good position, and it's not bad. It's at 1 point off top. It's not bad, but these performances are very worrying. And at this moment in time, we do not look any closer to knocking City off their perch. We don't. Not if these performances. And fair enough, we're getting the results, which is good, which is the main thing. But if we are going to win the title this season, which I want to do, and so does Josh, so does Rory, and so do some other Arsenal fans, most other Arsenal fans, we have to be playing better than this. And yes, I know injuries have played a part. And I'm not gonna lie. Mikel Arteta has made things difficult for himself with some questionable decision making. A piece is coming out on this later this week. Because first of all, I think two players in particular could cost us. One is Kai Havertz, because that signing did not make sense at the time when we signed him. I've backed him. I've tried, but now I'm sorry. We need to start asking questions about that because I just don't see what he brings to this team. He doesn't offer anything going forward. He doesn't get goals. He doesn't offer creativity. Yes, he can do the work, some work rate in midfield, but that's your bread and butter. That's what you're supposed to do. We need to be seeing a lot more, especially when you spend 65 million on a player. So that's one issue. And another one is the goalkeeping. Now, I was all for bringing David Raya in. I was all for it. And I do like him. I think he is a good keeper. But is he an upgrade to Aaron Ramsdale? No. I just don't really see him as much of an upgrade. And the fact is, clearly, not us not knowing on not having stability in that area. And also, he's been rather shaky still with his performances. It's clearly filtering through to the defence. It clearly is. And I think that is a worry. Now, this season, we have to be challenging for this title and we have to be winning a trophy. Because we're a massive football club. We're Arsenal Football Club. We've not won a title for 20 years. Not won a League Cup for 30 years, not won any trophy for 4 years, and not won a European title for 29 years. Now, we should be demanding better now because Mikel Arteta has had the time and he's been backed more than any other manager we've ever had. And with that, we should be expecting titles, trophies, or title challenges. You've got no given right to win the title, but challenges. And I'm going to be perfectly honest. If Arteta does not win the title within the next 2 years, I don't see how he does it. I don't think he'll ever do it. If he doesn't win it this season or next season. Because we have got the players now to do it. And this is his team now. No more of this transitional period. No more of, it's Emery's players, it's Wenger's players. This is all his players now. So it's his responsibility now. Because there's no more, the board aren't backing him. It's the owners, this. No. This is all you now. And if certain signings like Kai Havertz and David Raya are not working and they're costing us, this is going to come back on him. Because he was the one that sanctioned those signings when arguably you could have spent the money better elsewhere. And don't get me wrong, I'll support these players and I'll support them and I'll support the manager. And I really want him to succeed, just like we all do. No one wants to see him fail. But we have to win something this year. Because for this process, or whatever you call it, to be successful, you need to win trophies. Otherwise, I'm sorry, you cannot say this is successful. Because we don't want to start turning into Tottenham. where they're nearly men, where it gets good, but they don't get over the line. We do not want to be that ever. We're Arsenal, third biggest club in the country, one of the biggest clubs in the world, rich history. And we moved to the Emirates, don't forget, to compete with the likes of Bayern Munich and Real Madrid and them. That's what we moved for. And look, Arteta's done well to get us to overhaul the squad and to get us challenging again. But now we need to start demanding better now. We have to start demanding titles. We have to start demanding trophies. This is Arsenal Football Club. He's been backed more than any other manager with the money he spent, and he's had the time, and this is his squad. And I'm still, of course, disappointed we didn't win it last season, but we have to move on from that. But now that should be the benchmark to kick on and do more. And whilst we're getting the results and we are in a good position, I don't see us any better this season than last season. Granit Xhaka has turned out to be a big miss because we lack his skill and technical quality in midfield. And Kai Havertz, who was brought in to replace him, doesn't give you that. The constant injuries to Gabriel Jesus and Thomas Partey is becoming a problem. So that now needs to be addressed. Maybe, well, Jesus, as much as I like him, he's not a prolific striker. And it became clear towards the end of last season that more cover was needed up top. And we've not gone and done it. So again, that falls back on the manager. And we got a good win against Burnley, but there were still some very worrying signs, especially in that first half where it was just all tense and we just looked rusty.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, if it wasn't for Raya, we could have been 1 or 2 down.
Oh, yeah. And I thought we defended well. And to be honest, I only feel 3 players this season have really, really been proper consistent every time. No, actually 2 players. Declan Rice, fantastic. William Saliba, fantastic. But the rest, you have to say, have been hot and cold, on and off.
What about Gabriel?
Yeah, he's been good, but I don't fully blame that one on him. I blame it on the manager because remember at the start of the season, he was experimenting, putting Ben White and Jakub Kiwior at centre-back and having Gabriel on the bench. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. Now, when you have your team, you've got to do the best that you can for your purpose. And I think what Mikel Arteta was trying to do at times is he's trying to be clever and said, oh, well, this manager's doing it. Let me try it. Pep Guardiola's doing it. Let me try it. You are Mikel Arteta. You are not Pep Guardiola. You are not Jurgen Klopp. You are not Brendan Rodgers, etc. You are him. And there is no need. And this season, I just think he's overcomplicated a few things, which has clearly filtered through to the players and filtered into the team. And we can't be doing much more of that come forwards. Because now, when Tottenham's above us at the top of the table, fair enough, you can catch that. But when it's Man City, you have to be near perfect, like you saw last season. Because when they go above you, you have to keep winning. Stay there. We do not let our foot take off the gas. And we do not start dropping points. Because once that gap, Man City, go clear, you ain't catching them. So we need to stay in there and play our game and keep getting the results. We've got Brentford, Wolves, and Luton, our next 3 games. That has to be 9 points. Anything less is not acceptable. It's just not. And then people will say, oh, but you're overreacting. Look, Fulham was a bad slip-up. Tottenham at home. Regardless of how well they're playing, we should be beating them at home. But fair enough, maybe we had a depleted squad that day. Chelsea away, not acceptable. Newcastle,
first team.
as much as It was all controversial with VAR. Our attack was non-existent. And when you're going to titles, competing with City, you need to win every single game. It's completely different to when we were competing with Manchester United and Chelsea back in the day. It's completely different now. This is where we need the team to stay focused, and the manager needs to realise where the team are falling short and make the necessary changes fast if we are to go on and win this title, because that's what I want, that's what Josh wants, that's what Rory wants, that's what most other Arsenal fans want, and that's what we should be demanding now. Because I do not want at the end of the season us finishing with nothing and then second, third, fourth, because you know what that means. We'll just be going back to doing everything that we did under Arsene Wenger in his latter years for years and years and years, which was deemed not good enough, and why we had to force him out in the end. We don't want to go back to doing that, because we did not force out our greatest ever manager to be going back to be doing this eventually. That was not the reason. We did it because we want bigger and better things, winning titles, going far in the Champions League, winning the Champions League. See, that has to be something. Go in and win it. Not just go in there, oh, let's get out the knockouts. Let's get out the group stages, get out the last 16, just get to the quarterfinals will be acceptable. No, go all the way. And this is why I was so disappointed that we went out of the cup the other week. Because we haven't got any given right to pick and choose, because we've not won anything for nearly 4 years come that FA Cup. So you've not got any given right to pick and choose. And if you can't win the league because City are too good, then you go and win the cup. But we can win the league. Or even if you just fall short, at least you still got the cups to focus on. Like Liverpool do. The thing about Liverpool, they never throw away competitions. They're still in the cup. That was winnable. And I'm telling you now, we better not do that same mistake in the FA Cup, because I want to win that again. This is my standards now. Titles, trophies, being successful. Because we're Arsenal Football Club. And as much as we back on Mikel Arteta and want him to succeed, if he doesn't win a trophy this season, and if there's no title within the next 2 seasons, then I'm sorry, we have to think about looking to bring in someone else that can do it. Because now there is no excuses, because we go 2 years, the longer we go without a title, then our crop of players, we've got a great crop of young players here, a great crop of signings, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, etc.
They'll leave.
They will look elsewhere. And we don't want to be wasting their prime years like we did with Van Persie, Fabregas, even Sanchez and Ozil, you could argue. And Tottenham did with Harry Kane. That's why he went. We don't want to be getting into that trap, because once you do, it's difficult to get out of it. And then we'll just be going round the circle time and time again. And that is not what we moved to the Emirates for. So I'm sorry to be waffling on. And I'm sorry that sounds quite negative, but now we have to really listen to the fans that are saying it how it is, because they want the best for Arsenal Football Club. Josh wants the best. Rory wants the best. We all do. But sometimes the truth just needs to be heard. And at this moment in time, we do not look any closer to knocking City off their perch. The performances have to improve. We have to click into gear. Managers need to keep sticking to basics, and he needs to bench these players that are not performing. And if it means making ruthless decisions like taking Kai Havertz out of the team because it's not worked, you have to do it, because we cannot go any longer in this season now experimenting things or just waiting for things to click. You need to start clicking now if we're going to win the Premier League title. That's what we want, and that's what's required. This is Arsenal Football Club.
Bro, mate, that was put perfectly, bro. Honestly, that was put perfectly. I mean, yeah, I couldn't argue with a lot of that, man. Honestly,
No more hearing phase 1, phase 2,
yeah,
phase
yeah.
3. You don't see this happen at Bayern Munich, Real Madrid. You do not see it happen there. This is why there's 2 successful.
Also, no more. We're not expecting this, that, the other.
No, none of that.
No.
None of that.
No, but Seb, honestly, I thought you made some great points. You know, like especially as you said, like the main thing is we want the best. Us for not just us three, but I'm sure all Arsenal fans want the best for our football club, right? And that is,
I'm fed up with this team. I do not want this team just being happy with 2nd, 3rd, 4th best. No, it's now time to start going for titles.
It's been 20 years. It's been 20 years since we last won one.
Sorry,
it's been 20 years since we last won the league.
Way too long.
Way too long.
Even in our last FA Cup
this is our longest ever drought without a title.
Odegaard has been out due to a concussion incident in training.
Really? Where did you hear that?
This is what Tom's saying, people. So I don't know. Tom, let us know where you heard that, bro. But apparently it was a concussion incident in training. So
yeah, I mean, we have been hearing like over the last year that we're often compared to the Liverpool from 2019 because obviously we ran Manchester City down to the last 5 games of last season. But if we don't win anything again, then we're pretty much a 2020-21 Man United, aren't we?
Yes, we didn't move to the Emirates to be like that. We did not.
Exactly.
And the thing with Liverpool, even that season, 2018-19, that season, they won the Champions League.
Yeah.
And the next season, they went to win the league. A couple seasons later, they won the double and were in contention for all 4 competitions right to the very end and ended up with 2 trophies.
Yeah.
At
least Man City were actually scared of Mane, Salah, and Firmino.
Because I'm not going to lie, I don't think Man City were that scared of us last season. Because when I spoke to LB on this channel, and when I spoke to Big Steve on this channel before the City games, they said they were always felt confident during the season, especially after that cup game when they knocked us out, that they were going to catch us. They did not feel scared.
Yeah,
and that's not what you want to be hearing. You want to hear them saying, "Yeah, we are scared."
Yeah, I mean, if Saka and Martinelli and Jesus to an extent are not allowed to do their thing, then what can we say? We're just toothless babies, aren't we?
Yes.
When they're not allowed to do their thing. Right? Saka, Martinelli have potential to become the calibre of players Salah and Mane have become, but they're still young. And last season, I think I mentioned this, that a lot of these first team players, although a lot of them are fit to wear the shirt and they are good enough to compete for another title, they're not good enough, though, to win a league title.
Exactly.
That's what I will say. They're good players. And are we in the right direction? Yes, we are.
Yeah.
But I don't think, other than 2 players, we've got anyone that's above world class.
No.
And that's Saliba and Declan Rice, I would argue. Right, Saka and Martinelli have been gassed out this season, if you ask me. Although, since Trossard has come through the middle, he's actually improved Saka and Martinelli. They've started to getting on the act with goals and assists, which is what we want, because we wanted Saka and Martinelli to kick on because they had brilliant seasons last season. Like Martinelli was our top scorer, I believe, or was it Odegaard? I don't know. I think they were joint.
We had a few players tied on 15. We had Saka and Odegaard were tied on 15 goals.
No, I think Odegaard got 15, didn't he? And then
Saka and Odegaard got tied, and then Martinelli was just behind, and then Gabriel Jesus. It was them 4 in double figures. And these are good stats. This is what you want to be hearing. It's good. It's what you want to be seeing. But Now we need to make all this count.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, Kai Havertz, ever since he's been brought in to the Premier League,
Not been good enough.
Yeah, every time he has been brought in the Premier League, right? Of course, he's been at Chelsea for a good few years now. He has got every manager sacked.
Well, there
Lampard,
you go.
Tuchel, Graham Potter.
Because he's not a good manager. He's not. I'm sorry, he's not a good player. He's not. And it was not what we needed at the time. It did not make sense. And when he's not performing, you have credit to Arteta for taking him out.
Yeah,
Taking
I
him
think
out,
he's now
taking him
starting
off
to know.
early. Taking him off early at the weekend. Credit to that. But now we need to start being more ruthless with this. Because it's clearly not. This hasn't worked out.
Yeah, I mean, back onto the Wenger thing as well. I do see a lot of people going on about, oh, he's had Wenger's players for 2 or 3 years now. Mate, this is the same manager that was trying to keep hold of them. Like, I believe he tried to give Mustafi a new contract. Rob Holding, he gave him a new contract.
Well, he signed
El Neni,
Oh
how many
yeah.
contracts has he handed out?
Oh yeah. Yeah. You see, we should not be signing when we know we shouldn't have done that.
So if you think the Wenger players are not good enough, then you don't rate his manager because he's keeping them or giving them new contracts.
You know he should. He knows he shouldn't be, and he's only taken him now to get most of them out.
Yeah, I mean,
Granit Xhaka, I can understand because he was actually performing. The others
yeah,
weren't.
don't get me wrong. I'm still backing the manager, all right, and I think he's doing okay.
Yeah, we all are. We all are. No one's saying we don't back the manager, but he has to deliver now.
Yeah,
has to.
Uncomfortable conversations have to be held at the end of the season if we don't win anything. If he wins an FA Cup, another title race, then cool. We'll go
then
again.
You can say that's improvement. But then next season, I'll expect the league title. Then I'm expecting that. As much as I expected this season, I'll expect it even more. But we need to be seeing silverware come at this club.
Yeah, because you make memories by winning trophies.
Exactly. Because like I said, we do not want to be Tottenham. Ever.
No. Oh my God. I can't.
Because we can't keep saying, we can't keep being nearly men and then...
Mate, you can say 19 years is not good enough, but 4 years as Arsenal Football Club is just as embarrassing. I know a league title, but like a trophy at least. Exactly. No trophy for 4 years is just...
Exactly.
No,
this is why I wanted us to go for competitions like the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup and all that. This is why I want us to go for these. Go and win something there. Make yourself successful.
I don't understand why Liverpool aren't having the same issues. They're having a similar season to us. We've lost the same amount of games, drawn the same games, same points.
Exactly.
I believe we're on the same goal difference as well.
No, they've got one better goal difference.
Oh.
That's what's separating it.
Yeah, so I still don't get why Liverpool are not having the same issues.
No, they don't throw cups in the bin.
I don't know.
I seriously think this manager did throw the Carabao Cup in the bin. Because you don't bring on your best players when you're 3-0 down. You bring them on at 1 when the game's still there. And you could have easily got back a ball. But if you're doing it at 3-0, then seriously, then you're not serious. And all you're doing then is risking injury. Because we're not going to pull that back in that short space of time that we did.
I don't think our squad depth is as good as you think it is.
No, it probably isn't. But again, that's on who's that on? That's on the manager. We're buying some players that we don't need. Fabio Vieira, 34 million.
Him and Havertz cost 100 million. By the way.
Exactly. And look at where that money could have been spent. Again, this is going to come back on the manager if this doesn't work out. This is all we're trying to say here.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like managers getting sacked, though. I really don't.
And I don't want Arteta sacked. I want him to succeed.
Yeah.
But you have to remember, this is a big football club. Real Madrid have only had one manager in the last 20 years. that has lasted longer than 3 seasons. They don't do any of these process or second chance or anything. They don't do that.
No. I mean, there's a reason why they did sack
before
Ancelotti.
Bowley went in. Look how successful they were.
How many times have they sacked Ancelotti?
Real Madrid.
Yeah, how many times have they sacked him?
He's been in once before, then they
and they got him back.
No, got him back. But if he doesn't win a Champions League or a title this season, trust me, he's out that door.
Well, weren't Bayern fans demanding Tuchel out as well?
Mm-hmm. Because they got knocked out when they got knocked out of that German Cup last week to a 3rd division side. Yeah. You see,
would you have taken Tuchel?
Cup? Yeah, they did.
Well, would you have taken Tuchel?
Yeah, I would have actually. I think he's a good manager. I think he should never have got potted at Chelsea. I think that's what started the downfall. Yeah, I rate him. I think he's a good manager.
Yeah, I mean,
and he's actually gone on to prove himself since he does good at Dortmund. He went on to do things at PSG. He's done things well with Chelsea, and I reckon this season he'll do something good at Bayern.
The one I always wanted is Simeone.
Stan Kroenke. We should not accept Arteta as manager. He's not elite like Mourinho. Mourinho is 7th with Roma in Serie A, mate. What you want?
What's this? Oh, this comment here.
No, we don't. No, Mourinho. No,
Wait,
never go down that route.
And he's ex-Tottenham as well.
Exactly. We should never be appointing an ex-Tottenham.
Man's living in 2011, 2006. Well, yeah. When did he win that Champions League with Chelsea? Sorry, no, it wasn't managing Chelsea.
Porto.
He was managing Inter Milan at the time.
Mourinho.
So. Yeah, Mourinho.
Porto won it. You won it with Porto.
Yeah, Porto. You won it with Porto and Inter Milan. You won it with both.
Yeah. There we go. But yeah, I think. Wait, Rory, did I get your thoughts?
I think so.
He
asked
me.
Yeah. So
you asked me that 10 minutes ago.
That's everything, lads, isn't it? Unless any of you got anything you want to touch up on before we get out of it.
What's going on with your keeper, said?
Leno.
Right, firstly, getting rid of him was a bad mistake because now we've just got 2 similar keepers. And now we've got a problem there now in between the sticks. Before, you had no problem there with Leno. No problem. So again, Arteta, why are you fixing things that aren't broken? Again, you did it with Leno, and now you're doing it again with Ramsdale. Why?
And now we could end up in the Championship.
Ooh.
I mean, that's scary.
Yeah, but look. The thing is, Leno never did anything wrong. People can keep questioning, oh, he's kicking. His kicking was all right. It was Czech that couldn't kick. And yes, okay, Ramsdale kicks better. But I honestly reckon with Leno in goal, you can win a title. I really do. It was a fact that he never had a proper defence. When you got Socrates, Mustafi, and David Luiz at the back, and Bellerin, and I'm sorry, that's just asking, or Kolasinac. I'm sorry, that's just asking for trouble. Any keeper in the world is going to struggle with that. But if he had the defence that we have now, trust me, you will not be seeing any shaky moments.
To be fair, with him in goal, I think that was somewhat down to, well, I don't want to get Emery into this, although it was him who bought Saliba in the first place. Yeah. But both Emery and what's his name, Arteta, had a great opportunity to play Saliba when we had Leno in goal.
But maybe Saliba did need to go out on loan because maybe you could argue at that stage he probably wasn't ready, which is not a bad idea because if you're not ready, you're not ready. You need to go out.
No, but there was no excuse for him to not be part of the squad for these.
Maybe he should have been given a chance of looking, but to be fair, it's worked out perfectly because now he signed a new contract, so that ends the debate about whether we were right or wrong to do that. That ends the debate.
Also, the ticket system as well is a fucking joke.
Well, the ballots.
Yeah, the ballots.
Yeah, I know. To be fair, I've had better luck in recent weeks, but still, when you're looking at the atmosphere, when you're looking at people leaving early, you didn't see any of this last season. Again, that comes down to the ballots. Yeah, the club need to sort something out on that because that's just not right.
I don't think anybody enjoys going to Arsenal games anymore as they used to. I mean, last season, I know we didn't beat Southampton, but the atmosphere was rocking still. Like I enjoyed myself, although
every game
we didn't win. But the atmosphere was really good.
Every game was proper pumped. This time it's just not been like that. It just hasn't.
Yeah. For a Champions League game, the seats were, oh my God.
The PSV game was quite late. I didn't actually go to the Seville one. But...
Yeah, I mean, I can't lie. I thought the Europa League attendance last season was better than the Champions League this season. And I can't lie, right now, I would rather watch a compilation of Havertz headers than watch the Europa League.
Oh, dear.
I mean, I don't know. And also, I want to put this unpopular opinion, a popular opinion out there that I think we've got to start talking about Fabrizio Romano. Because I don't know about you guys, I'm sick of him as a transfer journalist. Because it was never, what it used to be. Because I remember I was in year 6 when we signed Aubameyang in January, and I was taking 2 toilet breaks in one lesson to keep on refreshing my phone to see whether the deal is done. Oh. Now it's, here we go, 2 weeks before the player's finalised, and then we're like, oh, well, it's done.
And he ruined the Ballon d'Or as well.
Yeah, really early. Like, you're practically just waiting for the shirt number to be available on the Adidas websites, pretty much, so you can get them on the back of your shirt.
Yeah.
I can't lie. I preferred those days when, deals came out of the blue, and we continued refreshing Twitter pages, whatever. Was Twitter invented in 2014?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I remember using it in 2012.
Oh, yeah. I just remember every time before Fabrizio Romano officially took charge of transfers, that was so much better just waiting for, deals to officially unravel when, I don't know, the, what's the website? Sky Sports News come up with that yellow bar. Arsenal have agreed a deal for, like, I do prefer it that way. I mean, I think Fabrizio, although he's very reliable, he needs to take a break from football transfers for a good couple of years. And
I do like him, don't get
yeah, I mean, I understand, but I think he needs to do some things that, what football fans are more interested in. Like what happened with Sigurdsson, right? What was the whole backstory of Mesut Ozil leaving Arsenal? Right? Still with the Osimhen and Napoli situation. So for me, instead of, doing transfers week in, week out, spoiling it for every football fan on the planet, how about he just catches some sleep instead? Because he hardly gets any. So I don't know about you guys. Don't get me wrong, I still do like Fabrizio Romano. I don't think he's going to be going anywhere anytime soon. It's just I don't think he should be on football transfers anymore. Any longer, should I say? Because he's just spoiling the fun, man. Like I think in the Ballon d'Or ceremony, he tweeted out Jude Bellingham is expected to win the Golden Boy Award, whatever it is. He also tweeted out Messi's expected to win the Ballon d'Or. So what is the point watching the whole Ballon d'Or thingy? Like, you see what I mean? It's just spoiling the fun for a lot of the football fans who just don't want to know. Like they want to know when the Ballon d'Or is actually held by Lionel Messi or whoever. So, look, for me, although it's not relevant whatsoever, although Fabrizio, I'm pretty sure, is an Arsenal fan. Like, yeah.
No, he's actually a Watford fan.
Well, yeah, but every time he does a "Here we go" on an Arsenal story, it's always, give credit where it's due to Arteta and Edu. Like when we signed Declan Rice, Arteta and Edu, fair play. I mean, you don't see him do that for a lot of the other clubs, do they? So
yeah, he doesn't, to be fair.
Yeah, I didn't actually know he was a Watford fan. I can't lie.
He is, yeah. I have heard him say that a few times.
When was that?
When he was doing interviews with Robbie.
Yeah, he is because he done it on Football Manager, and then ever since then he's supported Watford.
Yeah.
So something like that. Yeah, I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's everything, isn't it, lads?
Yeah.
Big up as always. Really appreciate you guys coming on tonight. Big up to AFC always as well. Exactly, you tell him, man. Smash like buttons up if you're new. Appreciate the support as always, guys. We're on the road to 6K subscribers. Yeah, I think that's everything, people. So let's shout out everyone. Oh, why do you remind me? Bro, I was so off it, yeah. I'm so tired, and you just reminded me when you went.
No, I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have done that. I really don't.
He's gonna sing this new Declan Rice chant.
I can't.
Come on, Rory.
Oh my.
What's this?
Oh, it's a parody song I made about Declan Rice and West Ham.
Just say the words then. You don't have to sing it. Just say how the words.
Oh my days. No, but it won't sound as authentic.
Then go ahead and sing it.
Oh my god.
Look, we'll go. Look. Hold on. Let me do this. Is this better?
Oh. Oh my days. Like, this is more embarrassing than going on Amigo. Oh my day. Right. Okay, fine. You better be ready for this because I can't flipping sing to save my life.
Let's go, man.
Right. I don't know if I want to,
Come on.
Right, okay. Right, it's ridiculous. I can't stop watching the media and Declan wanted to be here. Yeah. Man walked out of West Ham. Guardiola feeling blue. Keep crying over you. And I'm so sick of West Ham, tired of their tears. So done with West Ham. Oh my days. Oh god, I've forgotten the lyrics.
What a song! He's forgotten his lines as well, people.
Oh no.
It started so well, Rory, man.
Oh my god. I've forgotten the.
Oh man.
Oh,
good effort, bro. Good effort, man. Good effort.
Yeah,
I've clipped it. Don't worry, AFC always.
Oh, fuck off.
It's already been clips. Mad. There we go. And that's a great way to end it off, people. Seb, mate, you got any articles coming out?
Yeah, I've got one this week based on what I've just been talking about.
Oh, great.
Just an open and honest discussion.
Oh, nice one. Mate, guys, make sure you follow us on Instagram as well as always. Talk Arsenal FC. Make sure you go and give them a follow. Rory, man, what about you? Got any new songs coming out? Because now you're a music artist and all that stuff.
No, and I will definitely not be doing that again. At least Tom wasn't on the stream. I know he's tuning in, but
he's gonna see it, bro.
At least he wasn't on the damn screen, or else bloody hell, there'll be fireworks. But you know what? I'm planning on doing a correcting idiots show at some point. If any of you are available, we're basically just going to be correcting rival fans who have no idea what they're talking about, and I've got a couple of videos lined
yeah,
up.
I know
So
there's some certain people you really need to do.
Yeah, and I've found one in particular.
All right,
Yeah. Have you heard of Football Heritage TV?
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. There was a guy on the show that was just speaking utter waffle. So why don't we cook him, eh? You know, at some point throughout this international break. Oh, there was something else that was coming up on my channel that I've just gone out of my mind. What was coming up on my channel? Oh my days, that, and then I mean, I want to upload more career mode videos, but again, I'm struggling to do so. Oh, there was something else. You know what? It's completely gone. So that's something to look forward to. I'm sure it will come back, but I definitely had something else that was coming up, and that's about it, really.
Big up, man. Big up everyone as well. And yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. It is international break. Oh yeah, tomorrow, guys, we got a quiz. If you're both up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can come.
Well, we know who's gonna win. Like,
look, come on.
Do you want me to do the quiz or?
Yeah, Rory. Yeah, if you can, man, if you can.
Right.
Come on.
I'll try my best.
I'm gonna beat Seb. I promise you now.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I'll try my best to make top-notch questions that even this guy will struggle on.
You will not.
Yes, sorry tomorrow, guys. The same time as this as well. So stay tuned for that. And then
It's
yeah.
so flipping hot.
Oh man, we're getting out of here, people. Take care, everyone.
Have you got a straight jacket on, by the way?
No, bro, it's Nike. Wait, what even is a straight jacket? What even is a straight jacket?
Look it up. It's where you wear them jackets, but you can't move your arms, basically.
Oh, right. No, man. It's just a normal Nike shirt, man. Don't worry about it. Nike top. Anyway, people, we're getting out of here. Take care, everyone. And I'll see you guys tomorrow as always. Come on, the Gunners.
Come on, you Reds.
You Gunners.